Hi, everyone. My name's Ann Lewis. I'm the team lead for MacroBlitz, and welcome to the MacroBlitz project. In this presentation, you'll get an overview of the project, and I would like to start with an invitation from Dalal Hanna, one of our team members.
Freshwater macroinvertebrates are these incredible tiny creatures that play a big role in the functioning of ecosystems. They're the base of many food chains and really good indicators of the general health of freshwater systems. My name is Dalal Hanna. I'm a Canadian National Geographic explorer and freshwater conservation scientist. My research brings me into freshwater systems to collect all kinds of data. But some of my most favorite data to collect is macroinvertebrate data, because macroinvertebrates are really cool and they're excellent indicators of overall freshwater health. Macroinvertebrates are this awesome sort of secret treasure hiding in streams and rivers that I'd love for more people to get the chance to connect with. These tiny insects make their homes on the rocks, leaves, and branches at the bottom of streams and rivers. They nest into the sand and thrive in freshwaters throughout the world. There are so many different kinds of them, each with their special features and skills. And when you stop and take the time to get a closer look, you realize just how wonderful they are. But unfortunately, the abundance of macroinvertebrates is declining. And although we know that this is a problem that we need to try to solve, scientists can barely keep track of what's going on. So to me, MacroBlitz is a way to address that. It's a way for everyone to get involved, to help document what is happening to macroinvertebrates around the world so we can find ways to protect them well into the future.
A beautiful gills! Look at its gills! It's awesome!
I've always loved freshwaters, but as a parent, my understanding of just how important they are has deepened. We need to protect them and all the beautiful creatures that inhabit them, including the small but mighty macroinvertebrates. So come on, join us. Find your local stream, soak in its beauty, flip a rock, take a picture, and MacroBlitz. This collective effort has so much to teach us all.
I hope you are as inspired by that as I am. In this presentation, you will understand the mission and vision of MacroBlitz, understand the need for MacroBlitz, and most exciting of all, know how to become part of MacroBlitz. Let's start with our mission. The MacroBlitz mission is to inspire and empower people to find and photograph aquatic macroinvertebrates and upload their photos to iNaturalist for science and for learning. If you're unfamiliar with aquatic macroinvertebrates, it simply means organisms without a backbone, that's the invertebrate part, that live some or all of their lives in water, specifically freshwater, if for the MacroBlitz context, that's the aquatic. And macro is size between micro and mega, usually smaller than 2 inches, although that 2 inches isn't a hard line. iNaturalist, if you're not familiar with it, is an online social platform. And that social part means you, me, thousands and thousands of people around the world interacting around our observations. Our observations are time, place, stamped photos or sound recordings, although aquatic macroinvertebrates don't generally tend to make a lot of sound. And the observations should be of wild and natural organisms. Again, aquatic macroinvertebrates have that covered. Before we get into our vision, I'd like to touch on our need, the need for MacroBlitz. The first need is we're doing MacroBlitz for science. Specifically, the observations we upload document aquatic macroinvertebrate presence, which is useful for screening, meaning what's there now, and historical, what was there in the past data sets. Scientists need this information so they understand how our world is changing, particularly due to things like climate change and habitat loss. Our need is also for learning. MacroBlitz provides educators and other change makers like you, and yes, if you're watching this, you're a change maker, resources to learn and teach about aquatic macroinvertebrates, building knowledge, affinity, meaning care, and concern in themselves and their learners. Your learners might be high school students, they might be college students, they might be volunteers at a nature center or for a watershed protection program. Your learner might be yourself. Whoever your learner is, we want you to fall in love with macroinvertebrates. The learning is also for ongoing opportunities to explore data as well as practice identification skills. Our vision comes out of our mission and the need. So, our vision for science, more data for screening and historical data sets. Our vision for learning, more people who know and care about aquatic macroinvertebrates. So be part of MacroBlitz. How do you do this? Very simple. Take photos of aquatic macroinvertebrates and upload them to iNaturalist. MacroBlitz will have everything you need along the way to do that. We give you a step-by-step instructions in our Google Classroom and through our YouTube videos. I'd like us to wrap up with an invitation from National Geographic Explorer and project team member Isaí Madriz.
My name is Isaí Madriz. I am an entomologist, zoologist, and National Geographic explorer. I perform exploratory expeditions in remote areas of Patagonia. Our understanding of the natural world is based on observations.
There are small mayflies, small chironomic flies, non-biting midges. And let's see what else we find.
Aquatic macroinvertebrates are organisms without a vertebra. We still have thousands of new species of insects to discover. We are all called to seek out biodiversity through surveys because we do not know what will happen next with our ecosystems. We must continue sampling our surroundings to better understand how we are influencing the changes in the ecosystems we are a part of. Help us find and document more species and habitats around the globe. Find your local freshwater habitat, collect a sample, photograph, and upload your macroinvertebrate images to iNaturalist. Find out what is around you and share your wonderful discoveries with a community that shares that excitement. Join the MacroBlitz project today.
Yes, join the MacroBlitz project today. We invite you to become part of our Google Classroom. You can find out how to become part of the Google Classroom by going to macroblitz.org. We invite you to share your experiences, ask your questions, become part of the MacroBlitz community, and make a difference for science and for learning. On behalf of the MacroBlitz team, Dalal, Isaí, Peg, Carlos, Tanya, and myself, thank you for watching and happy MacroBlitzing. Welcome.